The New York Knicks have not won an NBA championship since 1973, which is pretty embarrassing when you consider the fact that they play in one of the NBA's biggest markets. Blame that on ownership, blame that on poor management decisions, blame that on whatever you want. The point is, obviously the Knicks have seen some recent struggles. With that said though, did you know that if it weren't for some horrible play by one of New York's best players, that 45-year championship drought could actually be a lot shorter? Yes, today we're taking a trip back in time to the 2 years between 1991 and 1998 that teams actually had a chance to win a championship. Because with Michael Jordan playing baseball in 1994 and 1995, teams jumped at the chance to put together a championship contender, and wouldn't you know it, the New York Knicks had one of the league's best teams. In fact, led by all-stars Patrick Ewing, John Starks, and Charles Oakley, New York was actually the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference in 1994 and made it all the way to the NBA Finals. But before we talk about those finals, let's discuss the career of John Starks, the main character of this video. So what's up guys, my name is Mike, and as you already know from the title of the video, today we are talking about a single shot that ruined an NBA All-Stars career. But before we jump into that, I just want to say I'm giving away 8 copies of NBA 2K19 on my Twitter right now. All you have to do is go follow me on Twitter at MikeKorz and go retweet this tweet right here. The link will be in the description down below, and you have a chance to win a free copy of NBA 2K19. It's just 2 clicks of a button, so why not enter? I mean, free NBA 2K19. But for now, let's jump into this video. In an alternate reality, John Starks had the chance to be known as the NBA's ultimate underdog. As a senior in high school, Starks did not even play on his school's team and instead spent the year bagging groceries. From there, he would enroll at Rogers State College and made the basketball team, but received no playing time and was kicked off the team for stealing a stereo. This led to him enrolling in Tulsa Junior College, and while playing intramural basketball, he was discovered by the school's coach, who just so happened to be recruiting for the first ever Tulsa Junior College basketball team. That season, John Starks would emerge as the team's star player, and then he received a scholarship to Oklahoma State. Obviously, this was already a very long journey, but things did not get any easier after college, as John would go undrafted and spent time playing in the very well-known Continental Basketball League and the World Basketball League. Almost nobody makes it from these type of pro leagues to the NBA, but then again, almost nobody goes from bagging groceries to playing college basketball. So yes, finally, at the age of 25, John Starks would be signed by the New York Knicks, which means that his basketball journey is the classic story of a man who nobody believed in but never gave up, worked hard every step of the way, and really earned his way into the league. Unfortunately though, unlike most of these stories, this video does not have a happy ending. Well, to be fair, he did make millions of dollars in the NBA, which anyone would take, but you'll see what I mean. Because after he joined the Knicks for the 1991 season, John would quickly become a key piece of their team, and by 1994, he was both a starter and a first-time All-Star. This brings us to the 1994 NBA Finals, where everything would go wrong. We're going to just fast forward to game 6 here, where the Knicks are up 3-2, which means if they win this game, they are world champions. That did not seem likely though, with 1 minute and 40 seconds left, as New York was down by 7, but look, here comes John Starks with a key layup to cut the lead to 5. He then would force a turnover and on the other end, drain a 3 to cut the lead to 2. Again, this could have been the ultimate underdog story. John Starks would actually score 16 points in the 4th quarter and 27 overall for the game, but none of that would matter, because now we've arrived at the shot that would ruin John Starks' basketball career. With 5.5 seconds left in game 6, the Knicks were down by 2, and so they chose to give the ball to the hot hand. It was here that John Starks would rise up for a game-winning 3, but he was blocked by Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets would win. This shot could have won the Knicks a championship, but instead they were forced to go to a Game 7, and in this Game 7, John would have one of the worst performances in NBA playoff history. By the time Game 7 was over, the Knicks had lost by just 6 points, and John had shot 2 for 18 from the field, 0 for 11 from 3, and in the fourth quarter, when his team needed him the most, John would take 10 shots and missed every single one of them. Again, the Knicks were one shot away from winning a championship, but it was John Starks who would miss that game winner, and it was John Starks who would absolutely fall apart in Game 7. These two nightmare scenarios would have a serious effect on John's confidence going forward. In 1994, before this happened, again, John was an all-star who had averaged 19 points per game. The very next season, he would shoot less than 40% from the field and only averaged 15.3 points per game. Then, the year after that, he would average less than 13 points in over 30 minutes a game. At this point, it was obvious. After missing that shot, and after his terrible Game 7 performance, John Starks would never be the same player again. In fact, 11 years later, Starks would refer to his Game 7 performance as, quote, something that will haunt you for the rest of your life. Which to me is a shame, because this was almost a Disney-like underdog story. John Starks was bagging groceries as a high school senior. He only played college basketball because the junior college he was at just so happened to be forming a team that year. He played in the World Basketball League, whatever that is, and he didn't get his chance to play in the NBA until he was 25. But somehow, despite all of this, he became an NBA All-Star, and if he made that shot in Game 6, he would have been the 1994 NBA Finals MVP. Again, would have been one of the greatest underdog stories of all time, but instead, well, you know what happened. That wraps up today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe for 3 videos a week. On this channel, I do NBA what ifs, I do NBA conspiracies, I look at cool NBA stories like this. Basically, if you love basketball, I think you'll also love this channel, and I think you will not regret subscribing. And to everyone who's already subscribed, thank you guys so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, and cue that music.